Have you ever woke up and wondered what was wrong with you? You knew you wanted to be elsewhere, that there was more to life than the life you were living, more than the bills you were paying, the job you were keeping. Look to the horizon, to the sunsets. Your answer is there. Put your feet on the ground and take a deep breath and step into the nomadic lifestyle. You will not regret it. Hi everybody, how is everybody? First I want to apologize. I noticed that I've got like 80 comments. I haven't answered them only because every time I go to answer them I get pissy. Just saying. Sorry. Anyhow, this is my new phone camera. I also got a new camera that I'll be working on. I'm trying to download that app right now and wait for somebody to answer me on YouTube who has the same phone, and he did it on his phone. So my next video, fingers crossed, will be with my new camera. I want to talk today about boondocking etiquette. In light of the fires going on in Arizona, and I have to say that there's been over 20,000 acres burnt. And the sad part, you guys, is these fires were started with illegal fires, campfires. Now, I'm not going to accuse a nomad of it. I don't know who would have been out there camping when there was fire restrictions. But we're going to go over some boondocking etiquette. Since there's been so many new boondockers, guys, my neck is killing me. They got me on rotating shifts. It's kicking this old girl's butt. Anyhow, so with that being said, let's get into some boondocking etiquette 101, okay? Let's start with the fire. This is really near and dear to my heart. This is my home state, Arizona, born and raised here, and it really gripes my ass in any situation when a campfire is not put out. Now, I raised my children, you guys, camping on a regular basis. I was raised that way. And one thing you do not do is, if you ain't got water enough to totally soak and stroke that fire you started, don't start one. It's that simple. If you don't have the time, if you don't know how to properly put it out to where it's not smoldering, nothing. Don't start that fire. That's all we're asking. Because you know, over 20,000 acres burnt, those are boondocking spots, you guys. That's our free land, our free camping. And not only for nomads, for families that take their kids out camping this time of the year. So, there is the rattlesnake fire, which is towards Tucson. And there is, what's the name of that one up north? Oh, that one's still going. That one's still only 48% contained. Not to mention, there are 12 other little fires, you know, only burning 500 or 600 acres throughout the state. So I ask you, if you do not have enough water to put that fire out totally, don't start it. Don't start it. We have to preserve these lands for our kids. How do we teach our kids to go out into the wild and camp and fish? The stuff I grew up doing, the stuff my kids grew up doing. We can't if it's burnt down. And the fact is, those trees make oxygen, you guys. Please, be careful with campfires. That's all I ask. This is, like I said, this has really hurt my heart. I follow these constantly. I know they got the rattlesnake fire under control. Guy, I don't know why I can't think of the other one. I was just reading about it again to make sure I got my numbers right. Okay, the next boondocking etiquette is whatever you take in, you bring out. And not only take in and bring out, Walk around. Pick up cigarette butts, cans, garbage, and people with dogs, pick up that poop. I mean, there's nothing worse than being out in the middle of nowhere and stepping in somebody's dog's poop. I mean, come on. If you have to pick it up when you lived in a house, you have to pick it up when you walk your dog. Pick up your dog's poop. Just simple. Nobody wants to come in after you and have to clean it up so their kids can run around that campsite. Just saying. So take out what you take in and spend a moment or 5 cleaning up the area a little extra. And then we'll ensure that there's plenty of places for nomads and plenty of places for our children and our grandchildren. The next thing about Boondocking Etiquette 101 is your generators, you guys. Now, I've talked about this before, but since I've gotten so many new subscribers, I'm going to talk about it again. If you run a generator and you're the first one in that area, run it whenever you want. That's you were there first. That's the way I look at it. But if you pull into an area, and there's some areas you can get 60 people in. If you pull into an area and you need to go let people know you're going to use that generator and ask them, would that bother you? Because if it bothers them, don't park by them. Go move in the back, go move to the side, find out. Most people use generators out boondocking if they don't have tons of solar. I used both. I had solar and a generator. But when I got there, the people that were there, I went around and said, I usually run my generator from this time to this time. Is this going to bother you? And they said, no, we run ours from this time to this time. Is that going to bother you? No. I'm sorry my air just kicked on. I tried to shut that off so you guys wouldn't have to hear it. Hold on. Oh, do I have a pause button on this? I guess we'll have to wait. Sorry about the noise. So don't run your generator if they don't want you running it. And it's simple to move down the road. Just simple. That's more etiquette. Don't bother people when you're out boondocking. You can tell when people want company. I'm just saying. The people I boondocked by, they knew if my door was closed, don't bother me. And any time I went outside, that was an invitation to, if you want to come over and sit by the campfire, you're welcome to. I used to go outside and I'd have 5, 6, 7 neighbors come talk to me. All the time. All the time. So don't bother your neighbors unless you know that they want to be bothered. I mean, saying hi and stuff, yes, you're going to get to know them. When I was out boondocking, I never stepped out to meet anybody. They actually approached me. And I gave them my house rules. If my door's closed, don't come a knocking, because I'm not answering. And that's just how I felt about it. The next thing I want to talk about, I know, right? Cranky girl this month. I'm telling you, these rotating shifts are kicking my butt. Anyhow, the next thing I want to talk about, you guys, is gray tanks and black tanks. You know, there's a rumor out there, if you use all natural soap, you can dump your gray tanks. You know, yeah, it don't sit good with me. It don't. But I gotta tell you, in a pinch, and just a pinch, that gray water could put that campfire out. But don't always count on that to happen. Please don't dump your tanks, guys. Don't dump either tank out in the middle of nowhere. Have enough courtesy and respect for the land and those coming behind you to go dump it at a dump site. And if you look up freecampsites.net, not only do they tell you free campsites, paid campsites, they give you dumps. They give you water. They give you all of that. And the nearest gas stations even. So just be considerate. That's all it takes, you guys. No loud music. If you want loud music, go park by yourself. It's not a big deal. It's just not a big deal to be a responsible boondocker. I'm just saying. If you have a dog that runs off or doesn't like all people or doesn't like other people's animals, I know it's terrible to tie him up, but don't let that dog run wild, terrorizing people. They're not out there to be terrorized, you guys. They're just not. So if your pet isn't a kind, loving pet toward humans and other dogs, tie him up or keep him in. Up to you. Up to you. But be considerate. You know, a lot of us started boondocking because we were just tired of the bullshit in society. But what good does it do us if the places are being destroyed and the people that you camp by are idiots? I mean, be there to help your neighbor. Be there to help your neighbor. Be there to be a good neighbor. You know, when I was in school, and I know that's a really long time ago, we were taught a golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. And you know, that's not a hard rule to live by. It's actually a very easy rule to live by. So treat others the way you want to be treated. Do you want to be, okay, so you stay up until 2 in the morning blasting your music. Do you want them to wake up at 6 a.m. after you've only been asleep for 3 or 4 hours blasting theirs? Just saying. I'm just saying. Take the time, you guys, to be good neighbors if you're out boondocking and you're not out in the middle of nowhere all by yourself. Yeah, I was supposed to go to my granddaughter's birthday party, but my son's car broke down. I thought that might be them picking up some stuff. But anyhow, back to the boondocking 101. Okay, etiquette. And you guys, respect the land. This is the only land we have. It's the only land our kids will have and our grandkids. And if you're young, you're not even thinking about that. I taught my kids 20, 30 years ago to clean up after themselves. And now they do. And they'll teach their children. Because we only got one earth. And if we keep burning all these trees, we're not going to have no oxygen. So be fire safe, please. I'm asking with all my heart. Please make sure your fires are out. And if you cannot make sure that fire's out, don't even start it. Don't even start the fire. Just saying. Again, I'm not blaming it on a boondocker. Although both of them were boondocking areas, I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying that we are all adults. We all have lived with rules. Remember in kindergarten when we were taught to wait your place in line, no cutting? Life is like that. We have rules that we have to live by. And it's not because we have to anymore. We're adults. It's because we treat others with respect. We treat the land with respect. And that's what boondocking etiquette 101 is all about, is treating others simply the way you would like to be treated. You know, when I used to boondock, I hope someday I do again, but when I used to boondock, I had big black bags, and I had a little house trash. And when that little house trash got full, I would tie up the bag and put it in the big the big black bag that I kept in my undercarriage, in my storage. And there was times that I would have 2 bags. There were just times I would have 2 bags of trash. And that would be like a 15 day stay. But there were times I didn't have that much. You guys, it's not that hard to take out your trash. It's just not. So anyway, I hope that this has helped a little, and I hope that you hear my pleas about campfires. You know, it's getting hot today. Phoenix has a heat warning, 108. I thank God. And I'm from Phoenix, you guys. I thank God I don't live in Phoenix. Just saying. Anyhow, have a blessed day. Have a great day. Go out and do something for the people that you love. And remember to love yourself. Because if you don't love you, nobody can love you. It's just a fact. Anyway, until next time. Bye-bye.